Hola, it's Aladdin, Prince of the Airways. You know what it is. It's another Behind the Mic series. This is where I put you on to the newest, hottest superstars of today and tomorrow. And I've been watching this lady for a minute now, from the area, kind of, sort of, by way of
Mhm.
Howard University. We're going to get into that, but none other than the one and only Lady London. Hey!
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, no problem, no problem. Man, so it's so crazy because definitely was talking to a couple of people in the industry. We talking about who's next from the D.C., Maryland, and Virginia area, and somehow your name kept coming up.
Mhm.
And so I was like, how do I not know her? So before we even, me being born and raised from D.C., I was like, yo, I know all the artists. Like, how have I not,
Right.
tapped in with this Lady London person, and now we're here. But can you just, before we get to how we got here, can you take us back and just tell us a little bit about where you're from and how you got into music?
For sure. I grew up mostly in East Orange, New Jersey. So yeah, I mean, of course, obviously, from New York originally, we have the roots of hip hop just ingrained
Right.
in our bones, you know how it is. I started my journey in poetry when I was like 11, and I went to Howard for undergrad. So I have so much love for the DMV area. Oh my God, it just bleeds through me because I feel like I became a woman there. You know what I'm saying? I
I was going
really
to ask about that.
yeah, it really shaped my whole being. And so I started
Mhm.
in the poetry scene out there, from the spit that's to the pure poetry lounge to, you know what I'm saying, busboys and poets all
Yeah.
around, you know.
Uh-huh.
So just having that culture, DC has like such a beautiful Black culture of music in general. So it's just, it's like a second home for me for sure.
Nah, for sure. So when did you make the transition to Howard? When you at Howard?
What year was I at Howard?
Yeah.
I was there from 2012 to 2016. So I graduated 2016.
Very
And I
nice.
stayed another year
Okay.
before I moved to LA. So yeah.
Now, what did you major in?
I double majored in sports medicine and chemistry at Howard.
Wow, sports
Yeah.
medicine, chemistry.
Yeah.
Now we doing music. We went to Howard and did all that. Here's the one thing that I say that a lot of people don't know about DC. Just talk a little bit about just how it shaped you culturally, coming from New York
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
coming to DC.
man, DC is it's like a smaller version of New York, honestly.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I tried. Yeah, I tell
And
people
we
that.
have a lot of ties with one another dating back to the
Yeah.
80s. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Obviously, in whatever way that we do. We've been connected in that way. And I think I immersed myself fully in the culture of DC when I got down there, go-go music. And I
Okay.
worked at Howard Theater. I worked all through U Street. I
Yeah,
bartended at Pure, Amsterdam, Marvin. I'd have been,
yeah, you did all the
you know what
things.
I'm saying? Like, I know all the security in DC. I was
Yeah,
Capital,
yeah.
I was Ibiza, I was
Oh, you
Ozio.
was in the bike. Oh, Beezy days. Okay, yeah. All
Yeah,
right,
that's
bet.
me.
So
Club
yeah,
Love
so
last year.
love,
Yeah,
love. Okay, yeah,
that was
yeah,
my time at Howard Stadium, et cetera, et cetera.
yeah.
Josephine,
That was yep.
Chris Howard,
Yeah, exactly. Because that was actually the era that I was coming up in, and I was hosting and doing a lot of the parties, and
yeah,
so yeah, we're in the same
yeah,
era. So okay. Oh, so
absolutely.
you got to see some of the good times, the real when DC was really.
Look, I
Woo,
was outside. I hate
you
to
was
say it. I was outside.
as yes, is where you should have been. Okay, I love that. I love that. So you really got the whole, DC experience. Who was one of your favorite go-go bands?
Backyard, of course.
Okay,
Uh,
okay.
Obviously. Working at Howard Theater, we would have the late nights, like, the go-go nights or whatever, where we had
Yeah,
whatever. But it's just, I mean, culturally, when you think about like the Metro PCS store on Georgia Ave, like just listening to like
yeah.
DC has a certain I don't know, just has a certain thing about it. It's this thing,
Yeah,
it's a magic thing about DC. And so
yeah.
I think that's why we so much enjoy coming home for, our homecomings and stuff like that, because it
Hmm.
just feels like, wow, I get chills coming home,
Yeah,
I
no,
go to DC for homecoming. I'm like, wow, this is
sure.
really where it started.
I see you was out there this year, taking pictures and doing that good old promo run, letting them know you coming.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Oh man, did you perform?
I performed
Okay.
for fashion shows this year. But
Okay. But you ain't do the Yard Fest.
no. I was
Oh
on the
man.
stage though. I was on the
Oh
stage with
yeah, yeah. No,
myself.
no. I saw the pictures. I saw the pictures. I was
Yeah.
watching. Okay, so we're gonna get you performing on that Howard stage next. But talk about a little bit how you got into me? Oh, and let me just say, when did you first discover, that you really wanted to take music as a career?
It was the amount and the type of people that was co-signing me that like really threw me off and made me be like, oh, this is serious. I was going viral for some time, but I think it took me, hearing from Timbaland and Busta Rhymes and Lupe Fiasco
Mm,
and, all of these people that I looked up to, Big Daddy Kane, Clark Kent, MC Light, people who are reaching out like directly to say like, yo, you're like one of the hardest rappers I've ever heard in the 21st century type thing. And
yeah.
like that to me was validation. And for me, I'm not really big on that type of stuff. I believe in affirmation. Affirmation comes from God. Validation comes from parking tickets, I'd imagine. Um, I'm like more of a like very self-sufficient person, but listening to them, some people that I admire in this space tell me that I'm like next up or I need to take this gift that I have seriously is when I really decided to like dive deep into it
Mm,
and then master my craft too. Like, sit down, learn songwriting, learn that it's bigger than just freestyle and learn how to curate a brand and how to, kind of have this whole breakthrough where I wanted to learn how to become an entity as opposed to just an
mm,
artist. So
wow, that's dope.
yeah.
So, what was that process like for you, like trying to figure out your sound?
Yeah. Man, it was an uphill battle at first because for a while I was trying to like just chase a hit or whatever I thought like what
Mhm.
hit record would be.
Yeah.
And the minute I stopped and just was like, let me just do what I'm having fun with, everything caught traction. Like,
Mm,
it was ridiculous. The momentum was just crazy from the Yikes to Lady What, Lady Who to Lisa's Story now to Pop Your Shit. We watching like things transform right in front of my face. So I'm getting millions and millions of, interactions off of something that was just came natural to me. So
yeah.
now I'm really big on doing the stuff that I like to do.
Oh,
Like,
you just letting everything happen organically.
yeah, I'm here for expression more than impression, so
Oh,
that's
bar, bar.
yeah.
Now that's what's up. Okay, well, since we on this subject, what are your thoughts on ladies in hip hop and just kind of just the state of how women are kind of running hip hop, but just the messages in the music.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be the first to say I know people are like really offended by how some women are approaching things, but I
Mm,
always say it's not our jobs to raise your kids; it's your job to raise your kids.
mm,
So people are always so offended, are like, y'all don't have nothing to say about, like to say to the young kids coming up. You need something to say to them. You're their parent. We as artists are just here to create what we want to create, and I'm
yeah,
so proud of everybody occupying a lane that makes sense for them. Like I believe in authenticity. So whatever your brand is and however you can sell that where it's like I believe it, then let's do it that way. Whatever that looks like. So I'm really proud of like all my peers, especially women in the game, because it's been a long time coming. We haven't seen a space of dominance in women in
right,
music since the late 80s, I would say, with the Roxanne Shantays and the, I'm saying, MC
yeah.
and Latifah's. We haven't seen an uprise of that. And I'm happy to see it because we deserve it. We deserve our place here. And I want to see every element of it shine.
I love that. I love that. And I think I love the records. I love seeing the women doing their thing. I
Yeah.
just think it needs balance, right? And I think this is where you come in and you offer that. Big shout out my girl Cardi. I remember she was like, "Look, at the end of the day, right? It is a business, so you're going to give the consumers what they want."
Right.
Where you have a situation where women talking about partying, popping this, popping that, but you got a Rhapsody, and then people don't go buy that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your thoughts on people buying conscious women hip hop?
I think people do buy it. It's just not as glorified as whatever. I know a lot of
Okay.
people tell me like they can't wait for Rap's album to come out. Rap's a big like a big sister to me too.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that tell me like, yo, when is she dropping an album or whatever? And that's just to use her as an example. But I think mainstream media is hyper focused on certain elements of things where, certain other things don't actually get that much shine. But I think everybody's necessary,
Yeah.
dichotomy of it is just important to establish that like space where like we occupy, like think about rap like a highway. We just all occupy our own lanes in it. And that
Right.
way really no traffic in your lane. So I don't know. I think everybody should just listen to what they want to listen to,
Yeah,
like
nah, for sure. Like I think it needs to just get back to having fun. Just enjoy the
just
music.
enjoy, yeah, enjoy the music. Enjoy the music for sure.
That's dope. And was there anybody in particular that you looked up to as a kid musically?
Yeah, I mean, I would say definitely Jay-Z, Foxy Brown, Kim, Lauryn Hill, Slick Rick, Big Daddy Kane, Light, Biggie. Yeah, I would just, mainly a lot of lyricists, Kiss, The Lox,
Nice.
yeah, Missy Elliott. Oh my
Mm.
God. I often be forgetting to say how, oh my God, it's just like the way that she led production is just crazy.
Yeah, her dance, like the way she as an artist, just the whole package, the dancing, the visuals, it was next level. Did
Next level.
have you ever worked with Missy yet? Or
I haven't, but she's a Cancer too, like myself. So I
okay,
love
okay.
a space, to create with her. And I just think her, obviously, Timbaland's one of my favorite producers of all time. So it's something special in Virginia Water. I don't know what it is, but Virginia got some
Yes, for real. I don't yeah,
Chris
push.
Brown, Trey songs. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like we looking at
yeah,
something completely like we've never seen before. The clips, it's crazy.
yeah,
So
yeah, for sure.
um
Wow. Okay. Well, since we're talking about cancers, and this is a great little segue to this wonderful album that we're about to put out, Souls.
yes.
It's an acronym for something, right?
The soul, yeah, it's an acronym for Signs of Universal Love.
Mm.
Yeah.
What made you want to tap into this going down the zodiac path, and yeah,
Yeah, I would say because I've always known it as like a really good conversation starter.
yeah,
If I'm getting my head on or something, it's always like if you hear, and I just speak for women, if a woman
mm,
asks you what sign you are, it's
yeah,
usually to see whether y'all are gonna get along or whether y'all not.
yeah, yeah,
But like,
for
girl, what's
sure.
your sign? Like, and it's just like it's an easy conversation starter. And I think I love beginning conversations,
Yeah,
like that's like kind of my thing. Storytelling conversations, having those moments. And I knew it was gonna be an arguably controversial project and but in the best way. I wanted people to be talking about things they may disagree with, things that they may agree with, so I was
yeah.
just happy to put together such a dope situation.
Nah, it's beautiful. So, I'm big on astrology. I do believe that as human beings, we got the flesh and we have the soul, and a lot of the characteristics based on when you're born comes from that. I'm very intrigued by this process, and I'm really, really looking forward to seeing what you put together. I'm a Capricorn, so
Love
we
it.
the goats, baby.
Love it. It's so crazy because so Capricorn starts the project actually, and I
Mhm.
began the project with
Alpha
Cap
and Omega. We start in the
the year. Exactly. You
yeah.
said what I was gonna say. So exactly. Absolutely. I love it.
Wow, that's beautiful. Creatively, can you give me any like what was this process like for you? Like how did you peel back the layers and, really take information from zodiac signs and turn it into a project?
I read a lot. I
Mhm.
got into a lot of the astrology books. I had a lot of conversations too. I would make studio sessions become like like a little
Therapy sessions?
like a therapy, yeah, like a therapy room. But to a point where like a lot of people were like having fun with the
Yeah,
dialogue. Like I would just walk in the studio and be like, "So what's your sign? What do you think
uh,
your attachment style is? Like, what do you think your?" And everybody's like, "Wait, I've never been asked these questions," but it made them kind of
yeah,
make internal like, "Damn, I guess it is that." And so we even curating these records, I made certain characteristics pinpointed from each sign before
okay.
I did the song so that I can have like certain character attributes to add to the signs. So a lot of the signs I hadn't encountered prior to even beginning the project. So I had to like
Mm.
sit down with people of that sign, sit down with people who have dealt with that sign romantically, sit down with men and women, sit down, so like
Ooh,
I had real life
ooh.
conversations,
What did you learn about yourself in this
Oh
process?
my God, so much. I learned so much. Because I'm not somebody who's like against self-reflection. I'm like somebody who looks at
Yeah.
things objectively. And so
Uh-huh.
I'm okay with being called on like what's wrong. I'm not the person.
Yeah.
I'm a Cancer and I love being a Cancer, but I'll be the first to be like, yeah,
I don't
girl.
know much about I know y'all. They say y'all emotional. Other than that, I don't.
People say we're emotional, but I think we're sensitive. And what I've learned in the process is that we're like hypersensitive. So it comes off as like really emotional.
Mm.
But we're also like very, very moody. And it's like for no reason at all. Like
Just wake up one
you got
day and
attitude.
just, yeah.
Wake up, you just moody. It's something that I'm working on. It's something that I know about myself, you know. Like
That's
pinpointing pros and cons and just having
yeah.
self-awareness was like key for me. So man, we did our big one with this one. Like the whole team.
It's major because especially when we're in a day and age where we're talking about mental health and
Yes.
having those conversations. I'm really big on talking to my friends now and just my peers about doing the work.
Right.
Actually, um, unlearning the stereotype that therapy is for crazy people. You know what I'm saying? I think that's one of the things in our community
Yep.
we learn. So I'm talking about unlearning the things that don't make sense or that aren't true. So in this project, who are some of the producers that you worked with, artists,
Yeah.
and how did they add to your debut album?
I mean, I think the dopest part about this project is that each track that has a feature on it, the feature is a member of that sign. And so it kind of gives the like perspective.
Oh, you ain't play no games.
Oh, it was no
Oh,
game. Yeah. So it kind of gives the perspective of like it's not just me saying this. This is like your sign is agreeing with, how it works. So
mm,
it's really,
mhm.
really dope. I had the pleasure of partnering with Hitmaker did like 3 of the records
Okay.
on my project. And I had my in-house team in Atlanta. Morel did some. He did about 4 of the records. Jabari from New York, he did some too. So it's just really dope. Of course, we got Jeremiah
Okay.
too. Yeah, we got Jeremiah who's a Cancer. He opens up the project with me as a Cancer, and then he also is on a Cancer record.
Ooh.
And Dreezy was on the Airwayz record. Yeah, that's out now. And so you kind of see an entire versatile situation for the project. And it's just amazing. And it's just good records. Like outside of the study of the thing, it's good records as a whole,
Yeah.
sonically pleasing records.
Yeah. Wow. I cannot wait. Wow, man. This is gonna
Yeah.
be a big project. Was there anybody on the wish or was there anybody on the wish list that you wanted to be on the album that didn't make the album?
Yeah, I would have loved to have Lil Baby on the project.
Mm,
But I know at the moment he was like finishing up touring and stuff when we were like peak recording, and so we didn't get a chance to do that. But I would love to circle back, maybe at a remix or something to that nature. So
okay, very nice. Are there any wish lists as far as in the future of who you would love to work with?
yeah, I love to work with Jay-Z, Drake, Jasmine Sullivan, her, Lauren Hill. That's just to name a few, but like that would be like top 5 for me.
Okay. Now you on a big can you talk a little bit too about how you got in this Def Jam situation? Because your label mates at Def Jam stacking up over there. I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah,
Wale just announced, let me see, we got Justin Bieber over there, Khaled, Two
yeah,
Chains, like, woo.
we heavy. We coming back. I think, established as like one of the first hip hop labels. We gotta set the precedent for real good music. And the Def Jam family, we all are very supportive of each other over here. So I'm excited to see how it go. Ain't nothing like having a Def Jam jacket. That's what
Listen, you already know. You already know. All right, Lady London. We're gonna do a quick game real quick because I know you've been doing this press run, and is there anything that you in the game that you've been learning that you kind of will say don't like right now, or certain aspects of the game is kind of like, I don't care
um,
for this.
I don't necessarily care for like social media, like
Hmm.
the elements around that. I'm like a super like private person. If it wasn't for like promotion of things that have to do with the betterment of my career, I probably would not be like a social media person. Because it's just like, I don't know, smokes and mirrors to me. I don't really but that's probably the only thing. The whole rest of the process is very fulfilling for me. Like I really enjoy being here.
I love it. I love it. All right, we're gonna do Lady London's 5 first.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna just throw something out there, and then you just tell your first whatever story memory comes to mind.
Ooh.
Oh, you ready?
Okay.
All right. Lady London's first experience with chicken and mumbo sauce.
I like that. So I don't eat meat, but
Okay.
But I have had French fries and mambo sauce, and let me tell you, every carryout is different, and y'all need to
Let
understand.
them know. Come on.
Every carryout is different. So my favorite, and the DC people gonna kill me for saying,
Come on.
but you know, I'm a Howard girl, so Ho
Yeah.
Chi is definitely one of my favorites of mambo sauce.
Okay.
And
I
in my
know.
opinion, mambo sauce is supposed to be lighter, not like barbecue sauce looking. It's supposed to look like sweet and sour kind
Oh,
of.
sweet and sour.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Or gotta have that dark, you know what I'm saying? The dark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I love mambo sauce in a mix. One thing about me is I'm gonna get some fries, extra mambo sauce all over, and a mix to go for
I
sure.
know that's right. Okay. That's family right there. Listen, you all right with me. The first album that you ever bought or had in your possession.
Physical?
Well, yeah, I don't know. Physical, digital. Just would you say your first album that you remember owning?
That I personally purchased.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was an album, but I remember personally getting that's kind of sad. I kind of got like this little mixtape from Dream Chasers 2 Meek Mill.
Okay.
I don't think I technically bought it the
Yeah,
right way.
yeah, yeah. But okay, we'll just say
I
own,
purchased it.
download. Yeah. However, I don't know,
I
right?
purchased it from Hustle Man on the Block, and
The
I
first show that you
definitely,
picked, that you was like, yo, let me get
yeah,
that.
it was definitely. I remember it being Dream Chasers too. I was like 17. I had my little Volvo bus, like terrible car, barely started, but it had a little CD player, and I bought it from the mixtape guy. And I played that song till it started skipping. I mean, I played that mixtape
Yeah.
in the CD player.
Nice.
That's
Nice.
me.
All right. Lady London's first embarrassing moment.
My first embarrassing moment. I'm sure there's so many of those. I don't know. I'm trying to think.
Memorable embarrassing.
Oh, when I don't remember my first, right? But I will tell you one embarrassing moment I feel. I really love Monica. Like she's like one of my favorite artists of all time. And one time I had a homecoming and I thought this lady was Monica. She had like a short haircut. She was so fly. She had like this trench coat on, but I could only see her from the back. And I really like chased this lady down for like 6 blocks. But then when she turned around, I realized it wasn't Monica. But it was
Oh!
very embarrassing. Full circle moments. I actually met Monica like 3 months ago, and like I love
Uh-huh.
her. And like we follow each other on Instagram.
No, no. Did you tell her this story?
No, I'm gonna let her know.
Hey,
That's
hey,
like
we
my
gotta make sure. Listen, I'm gonna make sure I chop this clip up and I gotta send it to her.
She's gonna be like, what the
That's dope. That's dope. All
yeah.
right. Lady London's first crush.
My first crush, I think he in jail now, child. I won't even say his name, but it was like the 5th grade.
Okay.
And yeah, his initials was JC. I will say that. I don't know where he gonna see this in his prison cell somewhere, but yeah, my first crush was in 5th grade, and I thought he was so cute. I still think he's nice looking, even now, but no.
Shout out to Jay-Z. I mean JC.
Jay-
JC, hold your head, bro. And then fifth and final one. The first piece of advice that someone ever gave you that you still take heed to today.
Oh, absolutely. What I still take heed to, Clark Kent told me, don't buy anything unless you can buy it 10 times. I've heard 2 times pretty much my whole life. He said 10 times, and he said down to McDonald's fries. If the fry is $1 and you don't got $10, do not buy that fry. And I think I literally live by that. When any piece of jewelry I purchase, any, bag, shoes, clothes, property, I'm always like, I can't purchase it until I can purchase it 10 times. So I think it has helped me in saving so much that, like, yeah.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
You will do so many big things. I am so excited for you. What do you think you want people to take away from this album?
Vulnerability, transparency. I want people to like feel okay with expressing themselves, whatever that expression may look like. I think oftentimes, especially as women, Black women, we feel like we have to be strong, or like we have to present this like facade of like okay and we're good. I think I express heartbreak and heartache throughout the project, and the overcoming of it. You know what I'm saying too. So it's kind of like it's okay to have a weak moment. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It doesn't make you
absolutely.
a weak person. So I think just teaching vulnerability and transparency and outward expression That's really all I want for them to take from it.
It is, man. Souls, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you download it, stream it, buy it.
Right.
Don't listen. I'm telling y'all, buy it. Like, yeah, I know we in this new age. And people like, yeah, stream it. Nah. Buy that. Like,
Right.
we need you to own it. We need you to hold this, what you did to your hearts. You know what I'm saying? Go through it over and over and over again. I'm really, really looking forward to this project. And I know so many big things are in the future for you. I know this is just the beginning. And I'm just honored that I could bring it to him first right here behind the mic.
Yes. Thank you so much, Aladdin. I appreciate you. Really, really appreciate you.
Nah, appreciate it, Queen.
See you soon.